Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia lost can be found. In today's video, I am finishing up my summoning on the Monster Hunter banner. I am here for the sole purpose of trying to summon Hunter Berserker. I got really lucky off of the free tenfolds, managed to pick up Hunter Vanessa as well as Fatalis actually 3 times, so got a couple unbinds on him and went ahead and went all the way with the free sunstones from the event and got a max unbound copy. So Hunter Berserker is the last remaining prize, and now that we've seen what's in store for Valentine's Day with Melody and Addis, while that does look really appealing, and I really hope I can get Addis, at the same time I still feel like the Monster Hunter and collaboration characters are more limited than seasonals, especially when the old seasonals on the Valentine's Day banner are now apparently part of the normal summoning pool. So we're just here increasing our pity rates, then we're going to get into tenfolds. Hopefully we don't have to spend too much of our Wormite to try to get Hunter Berserker. It's not quite the start of the new banner, but we do know what it is at this point. I've seen the preview, and we're getting a 5-star before we could even increase our pity rate. Hopefully... Okay, sword. And wow. Hunter Berserker came home in 90 seconds? Okay game. The luck has been insane on the Monster Hunter banners for me. I was able to pick up Hunter Cerise and Dread King Rathalos on that showcase without a lot of spending. So now we are suddenly in a really good position for Valentine's Day. I was hoping we'd have something left over, especially for Addis. I think I lean toward him over Melody, although both are pretty sweet units. But Hunter Berserker, speaking of sweet units, looking really good. I hope I get a chance to try him out, but I'm probably not going to be able to max unbind Dread King Rathalos anytime soon. Pretty low on sunstones at this point. I'm saving about 4, just until whatever the new Akito is this month. But still, very sweet unit, and I do have resources saved up, so I'm going to go ahead and unbind him, level him up. I guess we'll pad out time a little bit so that maybe people who watch this are surprised, but I am really shocked right now with how well this went. I will say about this collaboration, it does feel like it's been pretty drawn out at this point. It's been fun. It's definitely been fun. To kind of recap, I really liked the boss fights and the introduction of Monster Hunter mechanics. I feel like there was a good amount of fan service. At the same time, like with the Fire Emblem Lost Heroes collab and the Mega Man Chaos Protocol collab, it's been quite a while now, and I've just been kind of coasting through the game, not really engaged heavily with playing outside of just using up my daily stamina and wings. So it's always nice to get sweet new units, and for Fire Emblem, I really had to go out of my way. I actually went for a Platinum Summon as my last resort, and it was an even split between all the Fire Emblem characters, and I managed to get Veronica, who was the one unit I still needed. So in this case, we were extremely lucky managing to pull all 5 limited units. I'm sure that's not a universal experience, and I've even seen some posts recently talking about Wormite availability, so we'll see what comes in store with Valentine's Day. Hopefully that we get a good amount of Wormite from that. Obviously we got a lot of free summons with Monster Hunter, so that was a huge help to me in being able to actually finish all these banners, but now we actually have a really solid chance at Valentine's Day, and I'm glad they actually made the events overlap a little bit so that people have a choice about what to pull on. I guess I also have to decide at this point if I want to buy any of the limited packs from the Monster Hunter event, because those are about to run out in a couple days, and they are pretty decent deals, especially with how the game is right now. With this event and the Valentine's story event coming back, I wouldn't be opposed to buying one of those smaller packs to try to show my support, because I do think this was really successful. But just to recap, Hunter Cerise, you can see she's already plus 200, but I haven't made a weapon for her. Hunter Berserker, Hunter Vanessa, and if we switch over to the Dragons tab, let's see if I can find them Fatalis, a couple Unbinds. I'm going to spin those 2 Sunlight Stones, I'm pretty sure at this point. I have 6 total, so I think I'm going to spin them and then save the other 4, like I said. But Dread King Rathalos, we cleaned up on this showcase. But I guess that's pretty much going to do it for this video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time. Alright everyone, I decided to add a little something extra to the end of this video because that was such a short summoning session. So I realized going through all of the Monster Hunter content I had created, I never really took a look at the Fatalis Raid battle. I only played against Rathalos, Dread King Rathalos, basically the solo content. So I decided to try challenge myself here and take on the G 4-star difficulty, the hardest difficulty, basically the Omega Raid version. So normally you would play this with 4 other teams, or 3 other teams with 4 units each. But I figured I should be able to take this on with my solo team, with my power level right now. It was not easy, not as easy as I thought. I am missing one of the raid boosts. I'm missing the horn buff. So I have all the other raid boosts, but still, with only 4 units compared to 16, this was a very challenging fight, and got a little bit frustrating trying it over and over. So originally I was trying to do this with Pietro instead of Summer Julieta, and I just could not eke out the DPS that I needed. So eventually he got replaced, and I decided, well, if I can at least clear this with Eleonora, that is a partial victory. And I'm also getting to show off Heinwald here because I recently built up his tier 2 dragon weapon, high dragon weapon, and went ahead and max unbound it. He has been a favorite character of mine for a while. I did dream summon for him, and it was between him and Nefaria / Valentine's Addis if I can pull him. But with Nefaria not getting a mana spiral, hopefully I have time. By the time she gets hers, maybe I can even make her a Shadow Agito weapon instead, if that does happen to be the next Agito battle that we get. So that's pretty much next on my list as far as shadow weapons, but wanted to show Heinwald the love. He is still a pretty sweet character, and he's pretty universally solid. He doesn't rely on poison, and what you'll notice is I was able to use poison against Fatalis here, but not for a large portion of the match. His resistances are actually kind of painful here, as you can't stun him, can't bog him. From what I can tell, you can't sleep, can't burn. So initially I tried doing this with Yuden, with Apollo, and it was just abysmal because I couldn't actually burn him at all to take advantage of Burning Punisher. So obviously if you have 16 units, it doesn't really matter. You can kind of just go through this and brute force it. But I was kind of surprised that they've leaned heavily into resistances for raid bosses, because I feel like that's been one of the successes of the Agito boss modes, is everything sort of works, and it's up to you to kind of experiment and take advantage of those things, like the stun on Arctos' drop kick. In this case, it's really just a matter of trying to do as much DPS as possible. Luckily, with Valentine's event, and I'm recording this now on the last day of Monster Hunter, so I have seen the Valentine's event and the rewards. Luckily, there is a cool new Poison Punisher Wormprint as well, so I went ahead and picked that up. I am going to be summoning on the showcase, but I will save that for a little bit later, and I'll also give my thoughts on Melody and Addis as well. Pretty pumped to see both of them, very surprised, especially for Addis, but I guess the theme this time around was Wind Blades, who got power crept by Victor. Maybe not the last part of that, but it is funny that they are both Wind Blades before, and it certainly seems like they're still pushing poison in both the wind and shadow elements, so pretty cool. We hadn't had critical damage as a co-ability since Halloween Mim, and I think the wind element is one that can take advantage of it with dragons like Long, characters like Linyu and Kuhai, and also Dragon Mule Zanefried. I've always wanted wind to kind of have its own niche, and I feel like shadow kind of stepped into that when it took on poison. So maybe wind is the element of criticals now, perhaps that's one way to look at it. But in any case, I'm hopeful that that banner goes well. It does look like the Wormite is reduced as far as the Valentine's event compared to in previous instances. So I even saw a couple more posts about the income there. Obviously there's people who are despairing that did not get any of the Monster Hunter characters, so if you're in that situation, I feel for you. I have spent a lot trying to get characters and not pulled them before. With this being the last day, I think I'm going to wait until half anniversary on making any purchases. And for good measure here, switching to Eleonora to finish off the boss. Of course, Pazuzu cannot poison. I've already hit the cap on that, but I think we should have enough damage. And, yeah, looks like we do. Alright, headed to the center of the arena to celebrate. That is really going to do it for this video this time around, everyone. Let me know what your final thoughts were on the Monster Hunter event. There were certain aspects of it I really liked, especially when it first started off. It was fresh. It felt like there was a lot to do. The only downside, in my view, is that it just lasted quite a while. And with the Valentine's event being just about reading stories and doing normal gameplay content, I will say we are in kind of a long lull period right now before we get things like our new Void battle, new story chapter, and our new Agito battle the rest of this month. So let me know what you thought about Monster Hunter. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time.